Welcome back to GBGuns. We're back from the range with the hotness for 2019, the Walther Q5 Match Steel Frame Pro, new flagship gun. You know, originally I wasn't thinking of doing a what's for dinner test for this thing because, well, it's a, I think, purely competition gun. It's definitely purebred for competition, but a lot of you asked for it, and so we ran what's for dinner. We also grouped, did this one with Kendra. She was on hand. If you're not familiar with her, check out some of my articles in the Combat Handguns, Personal Defense World, and Tactical Life magazines. We also grouped with this thing, and you got Kendra's perspective as someone who hasn't competed on this gun and its price tag. Kind of an interesting test. If you're not familiar with this thing, go back to my channel page and watch the tabletop video first, because there's a lot to cover on this pistol.
Starting things off with our full mag plus one.
What's for dinner with the Q5 Match steel frame? You'll see the line here. We've got round nose, flat nose, foam metal jacket, ball, hollow points, aluminum, steel case. We'll run 3 rounds of each type as always, looking to see if it picks up that first round. Then cycle and pick up the second. The third round is just a bonus confirmation. Each of these rounds has a different recoil impulse. See how it runs. All
right, we're going to start with target number 1 with the Winchester Super Clean 90 grain snub nose. Anticipated that too much. Next up for target number 2, we have heavy duty 100 grain.
What we're seeing are failures to eject with this super lightweight load here. In fact, if you watch the footage, go back and take a look at it, you'll see that the slide isn't coming back far enough to kick it out. Either that's from limp wristing, which sometimes happen, but Kendra doesn't typically do, or this round isn't generating enough energy to cycle this. To eliminate the possibility of it being limp wristing, I'll shoot this third round. So you can see here that third round stovepiped. With 2 of us shooting, it can't possibly be limp wristing. We're both experienced shooters. This is just too soft of a round for this gun. This is why we do the what's for dinner test.
Next up for target number 3, we have Team Never Quit 100 grain.
So this Team Never Quit is 100 grain, just like the heavy shot that didn't work in this gun. And this shows why we do what's for dinner, because even though it's the same grain weight, the combustion rate must be a little snappier in this round than it was in the other.
Next up for target number 4, we have Blazer Ammunition 115 grain aluminum casing. Next up for target number 5, we're using Wolf 115 grain lacquered steel case.
Next, Remington HTP, 115 grain. Yes, just want to make sure. This is a classic hollow point for target number 6. Didn't lock back. That could have been my thumb riding on the slide. Now we've got Remington Golden Saber. This is the the brass jacketed hollow point. This is 124 grain and will be at target number 7. For target 8, we've got the Browning BPT, 147 grain. This is a snub nose. For target 9, Spear Lawman, 147 grain. This is also a stub nose, subsonic load. Seems to hit a little bit lower. And going really heavy and slow, a subsonic line from PPU, 158 grain for target number 10. Very soft shooting round. Now for 5 shots from 7 yards using MagTech 115 grain standard ball ammunition at that right 1-inch square. Alright, so the Walther Q5 Match steel frame is the new flagship gun for Walther. They took the existing Q5 Match, gave it a steel frame, different ergonomics, and a different length dust rail. Kendra, what are your thoughts on it?
I would have to say it's one of my favorite guns. Minimal recoil, it's great ergonomics, easy to shoot.
For me, the ergonomics are just insane. I used to joke somewhat inappropriately that when I bought my Walther P99, the reason was when I first picked it up, I thought my hand might get pregnant. It was that good of a fit. Walther improved on that grip with the PPQ line, and now with the steel frame, the knuckle relief and so many other features that I mentioned in the tabletop review just blow me away. I think it's an incredibly smooth shooter. Shoots plenty accurately. Those of you who read my articles through Tactical Life, you'll see that at 25 yards on a rest and using match ammunition, I was able to get a 1.9-inch group with this thing. 25 yards, 1.9 inches. It's awesome. So one potential downfall with this thing, as awesome as it is to shoot, is currently at the time of recording this, they're going for about $1,600, which is quite a bit of money. Kendra, do you compete at all?
I don't.
As a non-competitive shooter, what do you think of that price point for this gun?
The price point's a little steep. I would say it's worth it though.
Wow, that's saying a lot. I would say as a competitor, well, former competitor, that you do have potential to get some edge with this just because the ergonomics are there, the trigger is awesome, the weight makes it a very flat shooter, as you all have seen in the high-speed footage. Yeah, it's sort of like race cars. How fast you want to go depends on how much you want to spend. So, beautiful gun, and you got to see why we do the what's for dinner. This gun, surprise, surprise, being intended for competition and having some extra heft on it, like the reflex sight, for example, didn't like one of the 110 grain loads, but ran with the other, which is why we do a variety of loads, because some guns like some loads better than others. This thing is an incredible shooter. I was not joking about that print article. You'll see it when it hits newsstands. Sub 2 inches at 25 yards, shooting this thing off of a rest. Most handguns in 9mm don't do that. It was incredible. The ergonomics on this thing are just mind-blowing for me as a large-handed person. Having the radius here so I don't get Glock knuckle, having the radius here so I don't get other Glock knuckle, and keeping my hand clear of that slide. All the folks who said it looks like high bore axes, you can go back and watch our slow-mo footage and see if you think that really makes a difference or not. We have a separate video on that. Very excited to have this gun, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.